Hello everybody and welcome along to a brand new video today. And well, good old Chris Chibnall. Don't we love Chris Chibnall? Chibbers, as some people have coined his name so far already. Who said pre-Series 11, there's going to be no story arc in this episode. They're all going to be individual episodes. There's not really going to be any plot sort of threads running through the series. It's just going to be about 10 enjoyable adventures. But no, it's not, is it, Chris? Come on, that was a blatant lie. The Stenza, the timeless child, what's going on? So yes, in episode 2 we got our first clear indication that there is going to be some sort of story arc for this series, something linking all the episodes together and leading to some sort of big finale at the end of it. There were two main aspects that we got in this episode. The first one, the Stenza. So the Stenza was the alien we saw in episode 1, named Tim Shaw at the time, or Simshar as he's technically called, from the race of the Stenza. He was a Stenza. And it seems like this whole race is some sort of planet-conquering, big alien, evil alien race that have desolated a couple of planets, hence why it's called Desolation, the planet that they're on in episode 2. And it sounds like, given that they're referenced again, it sounds like they're a threat that we're going to face later in the series, that it's going to be sort of, the Doctor will stumble across them again at some point. Will we see them before episode 10 or episode 9, I wonder? That's the interesting thing at this stage. But certainly it's intriguing that they're probably at least coming back. Because I don't know if it's just me, but I felt at the time watching episode 1, it very much felt like it was your classic one-off, maybe even your classic episode 1 villain that you don't really think anything more of, that isn't really had any reason to return. It felt a fairly, other than the idea of the teeth on the face, felt like a generic sort of Doctor Who villain. And it didn't seem like there's a huge amount more to do with that. So it's very, very intriguing that they are likely to be coming back, given they've been referenced in this episode. Maybe when we see the whole race rather than just one of them, maybe they're sort of different. A lot of them are very, very different. I don't know. But it'll be just very interesting to see how they are as a force when they come back, presumably together, and there's lots of them next time round. Or one idea that I quite like is that maybe the Stenza aren't sort of the main baddie of the season, like they'll be the one that we think are the baddie until episode 9 or something, and then there's a twist and suddenly the real villains are revealed after that. I feel like that'd be quite a cool idea that we haven't really had very often, at least too often in Doctor Who before. I think that'd just be quite a nice little twist. Build it up, mention Stenza, and then suddenly it's the Daleks or something. Well, no, it's not going to be the Daleks, but then Christian will lie about this, so could it be the Daleks? Well, who knows? I may be going a little bit too much on the fan theories right now, but I would like to see that twist. I think that'd be really, really intriguing. And the other intriguing, ominous sort of idea that's come out of this episode, it was the classic villain speaks sort of prophetic lines relating to a possible future happening in Doctor Who, with the timeless child. Whatever that may be, what that's meant to mean. It was all a little bit sort of a muddle, a bit confusing, a bit cryptic, I think is really the best way of putting it, a riddle. So how are we meant to try and decipher it then? Well, of course, there's two main ways you can read the timeless child as. Either it's the Doctor, or it is some other person or creature or child, or whatever you want to call it. And I'm really not too sure. Certainly there's evidence to suggest they're referencing the Doctor. It kind of fits with Time Lord, Timeless, Child, the Doctor being sort of... And we've seen the Doctor as a child in the past, things like that. All makes a lot of sense. And then when she says, right at the end of this little scene with the remnants, she says, get out of my head, which implies that the remnants are reading her thoughts and her mind, and therefore are seeing like that phrase, the timeless child, inside the Doctor's head, which suggests it might be her, possibly. But then when they talk about, when the remnants sort of say something about, oh, she doesn't know, how come she doesn't know, or something like that, as if this is some big thing that she doesn't know about yet, that she should know about, and they know about, but she doesn't, suggests that maybe it is some sort of creature or thing or something big that's coming at the end of the series. I don't know. So there's two very different sort of lines of thought. It seemed a little bit too sort of ominous and prophetic to be just the Doctor and just be referenced in this episode that we're not going to hear again. It did very much feel like it was hinting and suggesting at something more. So I think it's more likely that we will actually have some sort of other alien or whatever it may be in this later in the series. I'd be surprised if it's another Time Lord or anything like that. I don't really know quite what it would be. Could it be something that's been there since the beginning of time or something like that? Some sort of creature or child that has been around for the whole of creation, the whole of history? I don't know, given that it's called the Timeless Child. Don't know, possibly. Or is it something we've seen before? That seems unlikely, given that Chris has talked so heavily about there not being any returning monsters. But of course, we now have to take everything Chris has ever said with a pinch of salt, and that it could be a lie because he has blatantly lied about this. So it's kind of hard to read exactly what that could be. And so I'm just really, really intrigued, to be honest, and really, really excited as well, because I do love a good story arc in a series. Like Series 5 is one of my favourites because of that amazing crack in time arc that weaves its way through the whole series and really creates a fantastic finale and conclusion as well. And so I'm really looking forward to seeing how this kind of gets explored through the series, whether it does so much, or whether it just creates a sort of big finale. I would love that epic finale, so I hope there are some sort of plot strands that lead to that, and it certainly suggests that that's going to be the case. But now it's fan theory time for you guys as well. Do let me know, what are your theories in the comments below? What exactly are the Stenza going to be doing when they return? How are they the big villains of the series? How are they going to return? What is their plan to conquer, sort of their aim, their conquest? What is it? And what do you think is the timeless child? Is it Jodie? Is it the Doctor? Is it something else? What do you think? I'd love to know what you guys have to say, because I'm really not too sure. And so yes, it was very, very exciting to get first few hints at some sort of arc or sort of plot lines running through the series. But that's just about it from this video. Do remember to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new here, and I'll see you again very soon for another video. Goodbye.